Alright, we're back. I'm gonna be drinking some E9 out of Seattle, or Tacoma, Washington, close by Seattle. This one's Shaman's Hands IPA. E9 is really good stuff. I don't really get my hands on them often, but really good stuff. So I'm just gonna throw it in this little fucking koozie because it's hot and I won't be able to pay much attention to my beer. But Moon Soaps week is over. That was a fucking blast. Got to use some of my favorite soaps, my favorite gear. I love Moon Soaps, and they got a whole shit ton of praise, and I think people learned about them and people took time to appreciate them. That was cool. Moving on. Moving on. We're in fucking Fern Boys week. Fern Boys Squad week. We left one themed week. We're hopping right in to the next theme week with Stirling Soap Co. And this one's Varen. Varen was actually created by Stirling Soap Co. It's an original scent, not a dupe. I guess it took them nearly 2 years to create it. Got it loaded up in my Lancaster bowl. This is actually their Mutton tallow. I don't know if it denotes that anywhere, but there's the ingredients. And you can see right there, mutton tallow. So, it's not their normal base, it's their mutton tallow base. Gonna be using my Viking shaving handle here with my hand-tied strike gold shave knot. Haven't used this in a few shaves because I thought I was gonna send it out, but due to a series of events there, I'm kind of gonna hold off. I'm gonna send him 2 handles and have him knot my hollow alpha that I just bought. So I'm just waiting. But yeah, there's my Viking handle brush right there. Beautiful handle. Pretty simplistic Viking themed coin there, Viking's hat. And Varen is pretty fucking awesome. As far as a fougere goes, I think it's pretty damn wild. I think it's kind of bold and in your face. I'm actually going to be using Helioteris from Maol Grooming, and I feel like Helioteris is pretty similar. It's kind of like a wild green, and I use that term wild because I feel like it really helps, like, as a descriptor to like set the scenario where I feel like this fragrance would be located. You know what I mean? So it to me it gives that vibe of a like wild environment. It's green and carnivorous, herbaceous, but there is I feel like there is something bright in there, but it's like buried under like earthy notes and herbaceous notes and vetiver and all the classic fougere elements are in here. The oak moss, the lavender, the coumarin, but then they got vetiver, but it's just wild. Like, I don't know if I would like wear this out on a date. Definitely like for casual wear, no doubt, but it's just wild. Like, I don't know how else to describe it. I feel like wild really puts it in a category of its own. I like it. I really like it. If you're familiar with Helioteris and you like Helioteris from Maol Grooming, I would say it's kind of in that same realm. It's very, very wild. That's the same way I described that one as well. And I don't really use that descriptor that often. But yeah, it's green, it's earthy, but it's herbaceous. And I feel like there's a brightness that's almost getting suffocated by all those other like more earthy notes. I really like it. So I know it has like floral or 2 in here, and that might be where the brightness is coming from. I don't think it has any citrus. but there's something bright in there. I feel like it's probably the florals, maybe. Maybe the wood, cedar. I don't know. Alright, let's see what this fucking mutton tallow is all about, huh? Shall we? A lot of people consider the mutton tallow to be superior to the regular Stirling base. I kind of find that difficult. Not that Stirling can't improve, but the original base is so good. You know what I mean? In and of itself, it would be hard to beat. I don't remember the price, if there was any difference whatsoever. Can't remember. I know the, he doesn't have like a ton of mutton tallow scent offerings. And I've heard because I think the mutton tallow kind of has an odor that needs to be masked. I will tell you, I don't smell any gamey odor whatsoever. So you could put that right to bed. I don't smell it whatsoever. I think this wild, bold fragrance really drowns it out, if there is any at all to begin with. And it's creating a very nice lather. It looks high quality. I like it. Definitely has some density. I'm going to be using the Gold Monkey from Lather Me Whiskers. Paul, Captain, Governor. He sent me this along with a Kami and a bunch of soaps. So that's what we're going to be using today. It's got his edge on it. The Gold Dollar Basic Bitch carbon fiber scales. You can tell it's cheap, but gold dollars are inexpensive. So there's that. Let's get with it. With the grain. Oh, that edge. Like fucking Ken from Shave 326 says, when people take that first swipe with a new edge, oh, he's fucking busting that. Haven't even had a full shave with it yet, and you're like, that's so good. I don't know. I haven't tested a ton of edges, probably 4 or 5 in total. And I haven't even been straight razor shaving that long, so I don't know. I'm not gonna fucking try to make any bold statements about edges. But I know I haven't had one that hasn't worked for me. Just avoid that fucking blemish. I'll use the word blemish so Ken doesn't cringe. The scent strength is bold, like, I don't know, man, 7 or 8. I think it is apparent, you know what I mean? It is obvious. So, it's definitely a winner for me. The base, it's a little bit early to tell. It's definitely getting the job done, though. It's dense. It's slick. Yeah, it really, I don't see any faults with this mutton tallow base whatsoever. I definitely was moving around without a care on this first pass here. Just kind of clean up the neck a little bit. Fucking hairy dude, gotta make sure I get all that shit all cleaned up. Alright. Pass 1 with the gold monkey was very smooth. I went with the grain. Even over that cut that I had with the Kamasuri. It's been, 2 days now? So you could still see the memory line. But, it's faint. It wasn't deep to begin with. But there is always that kind of worry when you go over an old wound, if you're actually going to reopen it. I'm going to try not to, but we'll see what happens. Very nice scent, though. It's apparent throughout the shave. It hasn't died down one bit. So let me know if you guys are going to be participating in a Fern Boys Week. I'm not sure what the official hashtag is, but I'll put it in the title. Fern Boy Squad Week. But it's basically just using fougères for the whole week. Or if you can't fill out a whole week and you just want to jump in for a day or a couple days, that's fine too. But it's just something fun. A lot of people don't like doing full weeks, and you don't have to. Just jump in if you want, if you're interested. This isn't my idea. This is put on by Ken from Shave 326. He's the themed week guy. And I'm pretty sure Latherhog got one going on too. Euro soap or something like that. Euro trip. Just very, very dense, very luxurious feeling on the face. The mutton tallow definitely seems to be bringing it. I think if I was trying to take this to its peak, I would have added more water, to be honest. It still feels a little bit gluey, but I think a good soap will work dry regardless. I think a lot of people get hung up with that. If it doesn't drip off the blade, then it's underhydrated. I don't know if you guys have heard that rubbish. I think you should merit how good your lather was per shave and whether or not you totally destroyed yourself, cut yourself. It's kind of hard to say you made a bad lather or an underhydrated lather if you didn't cut yourself and you didn't make any mistakes. You came out scot-free. It's kind of hard to say, yeah, my lather sucked, because the soap isn't dripping off and it's not hydrated. It's like, okay, it's not dripping off, but I'm not cutting myself either, so I think it's a little bit overkill there. You don't have to have a drippy lather when you're straight razor shaving. I don't most of the time. But I'm not going to sit here and tell you that's not advisable. You know what I mean? it's definitely advisable. But a dry lather isn't the end of the world. It's not going to necessarily be the cause of your, subpar shave just because it's an underhydrated lather. Not necessarily, anyways. Could be kind of like a supporting, suspect if you have a bad shave or a subpar shave. But I think it would have to be like severely underhydrated. To actually cause your razor not to glide. Because if it has some hydration, chances are it's probably enough hydration. Just did that Doug Bear, throw the soap back on the skin and take another swipe. I don't do that one too often, but then again, I don't like buff areas I've already shaved very often either. But it is a cool little trick if you have a little bit of buildup from previous strokes. You could kind of, dump the lather back on your skin, rudimentary, and just fucking swipe it back off again. It's a cool little idea, cool little tip and trick. That's kind of Doug's forte. Over here teaching us degenerates how to wax on, wax off. If you guys haven't checked out Doug Bear, might as well plug him at this point. Awesome guy, member of the community. He helped me a lot with technique when I was a newbie wet shaver. And he's always helpful when it comes to tips. And he has his own YouTube channel. And for whatever reason it's escaping me. I think it's Barely Normal Wet Shaving. And barely is spelt like a bear, like Bearly, barely. So Barely Normal Wet Shaving or Wet Shaver, something like that. I'll definitely put it in the description underneath the title. But yeah, love Doug Bear. Very helpful dude, very knowledgeable, and out of the box thinker, which is cool. So, Varen was a total smash hit for me. God damn it. I did it again. Using that fucking peasant towel. Gotta make sure I use the Lancaster towel. Oh yeah. This one needs a wash. But very nice. So yeah, the mutton tallow, that was my first use of the mutton tallow. I look forward to using it again because I think it can take more water. I put 2 healthy additions of water, but I'm unsure if I loaded too much. It's my first use with the base, so I just loaded an almond size. And you got to use that. Wet shavers use almond as a unit of soap. So you got to make sure you use the almond measurement scale whenever you're talking about soap increments. That's one of the things that Ken fucking picked up on, or at least brought to the forefront here, because I'm pretty sure everybody picked up on it. But But yeah, I used an almond size amount of soap there. But I think I could have used less. I think I could have used less soap, more water, and really dialed this into something special. Not that it wasn't great, because it was great. I just have a hunch it could take more. Okay. Maol Grooming, Helioteris. This is a lot of people's favorite aftershave who've tried it. It's really good stuff. This one is right down that same vibe of a wild fougere. This one does have some citrus in it as well, though. And I think it's different, but equally good as Varen. Wild fougere. It's supposed to be pretty damn good for the skin from what, people have told me and they've raved about it. So I kind of like getting it up on the forehead and just a little bit of everywhere, because if it's good, then might as well spread it around, right? And I probably still have soap in my beard. You can probably see it when I go full back. But, like So Sharp David says, I'll just leave it in there for 6 months. All right. Very nice. Got my Mug Club local brewery shirt on. Very nice. I was a fucking mess on Sunday. 2 new tap houses opened up in my area. If you've been watching my channel for any time, that is a life changer for me. That is a big deal. Cheers to that. All right. So, day 1, Fern Boy Squad Week. Stirling Soap's Varen in the Mutton tallow base. A wild fougere. Very nice. I actually really like it. For casual use. I don't really see myself picking up like the EDT of this, but for casual use, casual enjoyment, I like it. Yeah, it's good stuff. And the Mutton tallow base was fantastic too. Can't really go wrong when you're using my favorite Lancaster bowl. I absolutely love this fucking brush handle. I think it's a really gorgeous piece of art from Viking Soap Company. Also make brushes, obviously. And the Carlitos Shaves hair force or hand tied knot. Even though I've had some like trials with it, I'm really enjoying it, as is. But I think Frank will not let go of the fact that I didn't have 100% satisfaction. And he just is dying to get that knot out of there and a new one put in. You know what I mean? Even though I'm satisfied, he's holding on to that fact that I wasn't immediately 100% satisfied. Which says a lot about Frank. But, I don't know. It's to me, it's negligible. I get a lot of enjoyment out of that knot. But to Frank, it wasn't 100%. So it's got to be fixed. And, very respectable about Frank. We also used Helioteris, very similar to Varen, and also an awesome scent. And then the gold dollar, no idea what the model number is, but this was sent over to me from Paul. Lather Me Whiskers on Instagram. I think it's the Captain Lather Me Whiskers on YouTube, and all of this will be in the description below. So thank you for joining me for day 1 of Fern Soap's Fern Boys Squad Week. I don't know. It'll be in the title. So, cheers everybody. I'll catch you tomorrow for the next fougere scent. Bye-bye.